My name is Ingvar Jónsson. I'm acoustic engineer at Treble technology and sound engineer for Sigur Rós. I've been doing a lot of international tours, past decades at least. So I've been around and come into a lot of venues where they have live performance. A graph will indicate how it could sound, but it will never tell you how it sounds. You can imagine how things can sound, but you have to experience it. So oralization is really a valuable part in the design phase to try to experience how things will actually sound. It's really often done combining symphony orchestra and pop bands or musicians. Like the setup here we have is actually a show tonight where we have a singer who's singing in a microphone. He has a guitar and electronic keyboards, and then we have a symphony orchestra playing with him. I think it's about 80 people playing in the orchestra, and every instrument is closed mic. So basically we can balance out the orchestra and move the image of the orchestra to the speakers, so we can combine the image, the sound image, so we will not experience two sound sources, one coming from the stage as the orchestra and one coming from the loudspeaker system. And that's basically what we're trying to do in this case. We're just changing the sound images from being two sources into being one source, even though we still can hear probably quite a lot from the orchestra directly into the hall, but the focus has still been pulled up to blend in with the electronic instruments. So here we have an example of the variable acoustic. In Harpa there's this reverb chamber or big chamber inside here. You can see it's just an empty couplet space basically, and it's possible to open this door into the chamber. There's the motor to open it up, and I think the biggest one we probably cannot see from here, or they are here on top of us. They are probably like almost 10 meters high, and I think each of them weigh like 3 tons or something like that. We also have here acoustic banners that come down from the ceiling, and these probably could go all the way down to the floor, and these can cover almost all hard wall surface in Eldborg. Yeah, so here we're inside of one of the chambers. When I come into a new space, I usually do some simple methods, just like clapping hands or something like that, to know what to expect acoustically from the room I'm entering. Due to that, you are not carrying any materials or anything that you can put in to change acoustic parameters, reverberation, early decay time or anything like that. Diddi minn. Diddi minn, hann verður ekkert réttar en þetta. Hann verður ekkert réttar en þetta. Ekki þessi garmur. Nei. Hann má reyna, já. I personally usually have nothing to say about the space. It's just like the event is booked in some space and you just have to go in there and do the best you can to make it sound as good as possible with the things or equipment that you have available. Knowing the equipment, how to set them up, how to optimize a sound system, how to tune the PA system, that's the key to trying to get the best out of each situation. And in the design phase, you have to decide which kind of a space you are going to design with the pros and cons of that decision. Because it's not that easy to change it afterwards. And it will probably be also really costly to do it. The best place in halls is at least usually not the first row. In many places, especially when you have balconies, usually the first balcony, the first row and the first balcony is the best place to sit. And yeah, and if you're in the auditorium, it's usually around middle of the auditorium. That's the best place, but at least not by the ticket on the first row. Well, except you just want to see the singer, then it's best to be on the first row. But that has nothing to do with anything else. You probably not hear him, you just see him.